Django ORM, confusion about router.allow_relation. In the documentation of the new version of Django, there is an ambiguity between what is said in the text and the code shown. In the section that describes the multi-database configuration, it speaks about the router configuration, and there is a method. Allow_relation obj1, obj2, hints. Return true if a relation between obj1 and obj2 should be allowed, false if the relation should be prevented, or none if the router has no opinion. This is purely a validation operation, used by foreign key and many-to-many operations to determine if a relation should be allowed between two objects. At the end of the documentation there is this. Django doesn't currently provide any support for foreign key or many-to-many relationships spanning multiple databases. If you have used a router to partition models to different databases, any foreign key and many-to-many relationships defined by those models must be internal to a single database. This is because of referential integrity. In order to maintain a relationship between two objects, Django needs to know that the primary key of the related object is valid. If the primary key is stored on a separate database, it's not possible to easily evaluate the validity of a primary key. But the router code given as an example is the following. So even if the objects are from different databases, the relation is allowed by the software. Does anyone know what it means? Thanks.
That's a good question, and I agree that the multiple database docs are not as clear as they could be. The thing to keep in mind is that there are basically two use cases for multi-DB, putting different data models on different databases, and setting up a primary replica DB structure. These use cases are both represented in the primary example in the documentation. In the different data scenario, you definitely want allow_relation to reject any relations between two different databases. But in the primary replica scenario, you have the same data on all the databases, so it's okay to allow relations between any of them. So if you get one model instance from replica 1 and another from replica 2, due to the random choice of database for reads, it would be okay to allow a relation between them since the same data exists on primary, and that's where the new model data will be written.